Okay, clerk call the roll.
Trustee Solochuk,
Here.
Trustee Gray,
Here.
Trustee Cook,
Here.
Trustee Rizzo,
Here.
Mayor Gifford.
Item number 3 is privilege of the floor. Is there anybody who would like to be heard at privilege of the floor?
I think all they have to try and do is raise their hand, right? You're logged into the Zoom meeting.
Trying to unmute people and it doesn't seem to work. Why is that?
Do you see hands?
No. I see your hand.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay.
Annette, is there anything you would like to say at the privilege of the floor?
I wasn't sure if that was public privilege or if that was trustee privilege. I'm here to listen in. I do have some things that at some point I would like to talk about with the trustees. I'm not sure if this is the best night to do it or.
You can if you want. I already promised to call you back right after the meeting, so we can talk about it then, or you can talk about it now. It's up to you.
So the biggest thing that I would like to just kind of talk to the village about, and don't expect you to have answers right now, but I would love at some point to talk about what steps the village is taking to educate the trustees and the community on implicit bias and racism, and how institutional racism can play a role in keeping some of our community members from fully participating in our community. So I wanted to just throw that out there, that if that's something you would like some assistance with. I work for a school district. We're really been doing some deep work in the last several years. And if that's something that I could help the Village of Scotia by helping allocate resources, potentially, I'm doing some trainings in my own district and participating on that level. I would be happy to participate on that level. So that's like the main thing that I'm interested in talking about. And then there's a couple other little things, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, and obviously, if there's anything else that you'd like to reach out to us individually,
Or collectively.
yeah, or collectively, we can, you can send emails, you can send messages through. Anyway, I'm sure you could leave a message at Village Hall, and it would get to us as well. So, very open to speaking about what's going on and how we can improve. So, thank you.
Yep.
I also just want to comment as well that I think it's important for the community to have this discussion, and I welcome any opportunity to engage in that conversation as well as to learn and listen.
Great.
I'm all for training if we can get it set up. I mean, I'll be more than happy to attend it, because I think the more we know, the better off we are.
Anybody else like to be heard at privilege of the floor? I don't know who XT 1710-02 is. I tried to unmute you.
I think that's Jimmy. Isn't that Jimmy, Maria?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't. And Lynn Trudell, I don't seem to be able to unmute you to ask you a question. There you are. Do you have anything, Lynn, do you have anything to say to the board?
Nope, maybe not.
Okay.
No.
Hearing nothing, will.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi. Yeah, just to say the same thing again that the woman before me did. Having been a lifelong resident of Scotia, it is a subject that has been ongoing for a very, very long time. I'd certainly be interested in seeing what kind of programs this village is going to maybe put together, what kind of response the board is going to have and the different departments. And as I discussed with one of the trustees last week, my biggest idea about what could help is the village has to acknowledge that there's a problem. And I think for a very, very long time, the village did not even acknowledge it. It's nice to see that now it's being acknowledged. And I think that's the best way that we can move forward in that regard for all of our residents. And that's it.
Thank you. Anybody else who'd like to be heard? Okay, so we'll close privilege of the floor. Item number 4. Local Law 2019D to amend the code of the Village of Scotia, New York relating to water rates. This was proposed last month. Is there anybody who would like to be heard with respect to the water rates? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. I have a motion to approve Local Law 2019D.
I'll make the motion 29-D.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just for the record, it's been 8 years, I think. Am I correct in saying that, Maria and Andrew? 8 years since we looked at these rates?
Well, no, we changed them last year, but
Correct, but prior to that, it's been some time.
Yeah.
Before that, so
we're trying to catch up, and we've been having trouble keeping that fund balance. So we hope we'll get it there and we can keep it there.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Trustee Solochek,
yes.
Trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Trustee Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Yeah. Okay, item number 5. Can we have a resolution to reject all bids for the Scotia wastewater system improvement project contract number 1, waste removal and disposal? Andrew, do you want to take a second to explain that? We have people here.
Sure. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I mentioned it before, but our goal now that we've awarded contract 3 and 4, we're going to reject the one bid that we had for contract 1 attempt and then rebid it after some additional testing that has been completed already. And once we get, the idea is that by the July meeting, we'll have we'll have the bids back, hopefully multiple bids, a lower price, and we'll be able to award the waste removal. And then contract 2 is the demolition, which the low bidder agreed to hold their price. And so ideally in July, we would award contract 1 and 2 and get moving.
Andrew, what's the ETA on the whole project being completed?
Well, contracts 3 and 4 were just executed. So there's a long lead time on the pumps, but I think the idea is that by basically the start of the year, we should be wrapping it up.
Okay.
So it's going to move right along considering how long it took to actually get to this point.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Okay, so somebody like to make a motion for?
I'll make the motion to reject all the bids for the Village of Scotia water system, wastewater system improvements project contract 1.
Okay.
And I'll second.
Okay.
Quick call the roll.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Trustee Solochek,
Yes.
Trustee Cook,
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Okay, item number 6. Can we have a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign, to submit a letter of support for Schenectady County's application to CDTC for a Type B Complete Streets Workshop? So the Capital District Transportation Commission is offering a workshop. We've had Complete Streets policy in place for a while. They're promising to teach us how to improve it. So that's, and we're going in with the rest of the county to do that. I think it's a good thing.
So,
I'd like to make the motion.
okay, can I just have a moment of discussion just so I know what I'm, can you just explain to me briefly what Complete Streets is?
Well, it's a vision of transportation that has room for cars, bicycles, pedestrians, and more friendly for everybody. But it's a general policy. Whenever we do any improvement or anybody else does, it has to fit in with the model and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's tying all public transportation together and have it flow through the municipalities in a consistent manner as you go from, you see the same signs for a bicycle every place you go. It's like kind of a adherence to a oversight.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Andrew, you want to add anything to that, or is that?
No, that's it.
Okay. So we have a motion. Did you second, Justin, or?
I
I'll
second it.
Oh,
I think you introduced, Joe. Is that?
Okay,
Yes.
one of them I did.
Call the roll for you.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Trustee Solopchak,
Yes.
Trustee Cook,
yes.
Trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Item number 7, Collins Lake Water Quality Treatment Seeker Review. So, Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is for, we've gotten permission from DEC to use an aquatic herbicide on the weeds. We are asking for permission to use an algicide, which you will almost undoubtedly, an algae bloom is likely after you do a weed treatment. So this is
Right.
anticipating that. So I think we need to declare ourselves lead agency, which is pretty obvious in this case, since it's our lake. And somebody would, actually, if somebody could propose that, and then we need to have somebody propose that we declare a negative declaration under seeker. So we determine that, and we've been told that this algicide will not have an adverse effect on the environment. Is that good enough, Jim?
Yep, that's accurate.
Okay. Would somebody like to propose the Village of Scotia being lead on the seeker review?
I make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Tom, do you know the ETA are getting this whole treatment done? Will it be done by the end of the year?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Jim, we need to get it done this month.
I just
Yeah.
want to be sure on the roll call because you didn't have me call the roll. So Trustee Cook, you are a nay.
I'm a yes.
No, he was
Oh.
a late yes.
I fumbled with the mute button. I apologize.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had it correct. Thank you.
Can we have a motion to declare a negative declaration on seeker?
I will
I'll
make a motion to declare a negative seeker on the water treatment.
Joe, would you be willing to second?
Yes, sir, I would.
Why don't you call the roll on that one, Maria?
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Solotruk,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Item number 8, correspondence liaison and special committee reports. Joe?
We just had a.
So if I can just interrupt quick, Mayor, we had the amended agenda.
I'm sorry.
So number 8 is to amend the fiscal year budget,
Oh, that's right.
and then 9 is the summer hours.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this one up anyway. All right, so can you read that one since I don't have it here to read, Maria?
Lydia, so we're going to, Andrew sent a list of line items that were unable, they were budgeted for in 1920, but unable to be purchased or spent due to the COVID situation. So we would like to amend the 2021 budget to make sure those purchases can be made at this time. And we're also amending, so in his memo, it was a total in the A fund and F fund and G fund that I had sent in the email. And then we're also amending the CHIPS allocation to reflect the accurate, we're increasing CHIPS by $22,685.63 to match the allocation in the governor's budget.
Do we have a list of what items we are purchasing?
Andrew provided a list with the line item that was in
Okay.
the budget and the amount that that was in what I sent with the agenda. He would be able to speak further to that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so would somebody like to propose the budget amendments?
I will propose the budget amendment for the 2021 budget.
I'll
I second
second.
that. Okay, Heather, go ahead.
Okay, call the roll, Maria.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Solotruk,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Okay, item number 10.
So 9 is summer hours and then 10 will be correspondence.
Need a motion to establish summer hours for the village.
I'll make the
I'll make the
motion
motion.
that the village go to summer hours.
I'll second.
On what date, Maria?
It begins
7/6.
July 6th and ends September 4th.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so item number 11, correspondence, liaison, and special committee reports. Joe?
As you know, the car show is canceled, and if you saw this morning Gazette, Freedom Park will be doing a simulcast, part of their concert series this year, and it will be simulcast every Wednesday night, and they'll be putting up a lot more information on their website. A lot of the good groups that they had last year will be doing their appearing this year, so if people are interested and would like to attend and watch it in the convenience of their yard or home, go to their website and they'll have the schedule set up so they could watch it through their equipment.
Guys, I think you kind of have to do it from a lawn chair, you know.
Yeah, that's what she said in the paper. It was a nice article they wrote in on that, and I'm glad they're continuing the series, even though we can't have it the large crowds you had at Freedom Park. It's nice to at least simulcast it throughout the village and throughout the county so people can enjoy it.
And a good picture of Justin too.
Yes. There is, like I said, there's no car show this year. We are planning for a bigger and better show next year that would be better than we're previously having. And that's basically all I have for this month.
Okay. Trustee Solichak.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy Marks, for working on the water treatment, the water quality. I think it's great to see some active management of the lake, and keeps it fresh for the future moving forward. I'd like to also commend our historian Beverly, who has been successful at having hops sprout in one of the plots down at the garden. I've not been able to do that for the past few years. For some reason, I've been unsuccessful, so I'd like to congratulate her. It's great to be working on the facilities project and working towards referendum by the year's end with some new looks at some new locations. And I do commend the Freedom Park Board for working so hard on finding an alternative to not holding any performances this year, because it is one of the more enjoyable things about the village during the summer. So thank you. That's it.
Okay. Trustee Gray.
First, I want to say I hope everyone and their families are safe. It's been a difficult few months. I do believe we're all progressing and getting used to the new normal. I hope things continue to progress. We have some outdoor businesses, restaurants that are opening, and it's a good sign. And I hope that we can resume things, hopefully back to normal in the next couple months. With report from the town of Glenville, they are back to full hours. If anyone needs to step up there, I did have a short meeting with the supervisor, and everything is up to code with the plexiglass and the adjustments they've made in light of COVID. Tonight was their senior relief chicken dinner. I did participate in that, and I think it was a great event. It ended at 6 o'clock this evening, but I do think that's something that was needed and addressed our seniors in the community. So a good job there. With regards to report from the clerks, our village tax bill did go out June 1st. A check or money order can be sent in via mail or in the drop box. So I wish everyone well. That's all I have to report for this evening. Thank you.
Thanks. Trustee Cook.
First and foremost, as a Freedom Park board member, I do want to say thank you to the Village of Scotia, and specifically the Parks Department, for continuing to be fine stewards of that stage. The stage is much more than a physical location. It's really a symbol and a soundtrack to the summer here in the village. And I also want to call attention, to another significant reason why this live streaming is so critically important. One of the things that we must not ever overlook is our arts and cultural organizations, musicians, actors, and creative artists in the village. They are part of phase 4, and they are completely shuttered, which means the community can't enjoy music. And if it was not for the technology of our resident videographer, Harold Bryant, who really stepped up to be the videographer to make this streaming possible, voices of our musicians, our local musicians that take Freedom Park stage, would be completely silent. So I want to encourage everyone to keep a moment of thought for the artists who are unemployed during this, and really attend Freedom Park, enjoy it, and have a margarita in your back porch, something that you can't have in the park, but you can have in your backyard. Now, I also want to take a moment on behalf of DPW and thank them, Andrew and his team, for the work that they are doing on Glen Ave. It's always a moment to celebrate when a street in the village is paved. I have to say the quality of work that this team does is incredible. The fact that 30 years later is when we actually had to really replace that street. The quality of work is long lasting here in the village. As they go into summer hours, I also want to make sure that the public really understands what the work that DPW does in making sure that our water is flowing and well regulated, and that valves and things like that get replaced when they need to get replaced. We are very fortunate to have
a valve.
especially a 16-inch valve. So also with respect to the garbage week in and week out, that has to get taken care of, and they do a great job. I actually have a neighbor who literally just moved in over the weekend, and they said that the DPW crew and the garbage crew that hauled away what they needed to haul away was done expertly and with great care. And it was an easy process for them to follow. So again, thank you to the DPW team for that. I look forward to seeing the test results coming back from the old wastewater treatment plant, and moving forward with the development of that project. We have a great team here, and that's very apparent.
Thank you. I'm going to give a liaison report since there doesn't appear to be a mayor's comment section on the agenda. So I've been working hard on the facilities. As you all know, we've decided to set aside the park location, although not drop it completely. I have more than a dozen sites I'm working on, talking to people, getting ideas of ballpark, what people, what different sites would cost, how we could, thinking about how we could get them to work, make sure they're big enough and that sort of thing. So we should have something definite to talk about in the next week or so. It's a completely different view when you're looking at combining things and looking at how paying for it but keeping the price down at the same time. The second thing I wanted to talk about was that we had what turned out to be not a real threat, but there was 2 weeks ago now, we got word that there were people trying to not only demonstrate, but break glass in Scotia. We got together a number of police and fire people and had a meeting and conference. I was very impressed with both the police and fire department. There were some very cool heads, some very good suggestions made. Nobody was militant. Everybody was interested in protecting our village, but it's such an impressive group of guys we got there, guys and girls, both. And it was, so anyway, in the end, nothing happened, and we're very happy that that's true. The last thing I got adds on to what George was saying a little bit. We are all right, who's got the noise? So we're supposed to encourage people to move to Scotia. I have one of the gardens down by the Flint House, and I successfully transferred a woodchuck from Scotia to Rotterdam last night because he's been attacking our gardens. So,
I was curious why the Havahart trap was in the shed. So.
well, I haven't been leaving it out during the day, but I'm going down there afterward and setting it up again to see if there's another one. But anyway, he came into the trap while we were there watering the garden. That was anyway. That's all I've got. Departmental reports. Would somebody care to accept the departmental reports?
I would accept the department reports with thanks.
Thank you. Any questions? Item number, what is it, 13, budget
Did
adjustment.
anybody want to second the departmental reports?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 The budget adjustments for the month of May. We have that in an email. Can somebody propose that we accept those?
I'll make a motion to accept the budget amendments for the month of May.
And
I'll second that motion.
Call the roll.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Solochuk,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Item number 14, audit of claims. Can we have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make the motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Solochuk,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Item number 15, can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the March 30th special meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Oh, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Item 16, can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 5th special meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the May 5th, 2020 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
Heather must have gotten to a computer. Second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 17, have a motion to approve the minutes of the 18th meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the May 18, 2020 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 18, can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 20 special meeting?
I'll make the motion.
I'll
I'll
second.
second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Item 19, can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 28th special meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the May 28, 2020 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 20, can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 2nd special meeting?
I will also make the motion to approve the minutes of the June 2nd, 2020 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 It looks like we earned our keep last month. Item 21, new business. Does anybody have any new business for the good of the order?
I just
Mr.
have a
Mayor?
couple things. All right, go ahead, Heather.
I wanted to speak of this. I didn't know if you were going to say anything earlier, and that's why I didn't address it with regards to my reports. But the mayor has just appointed me as the liaison to the police department. I welcome that appointment. I've been in contact with Chief Daniel Harrigan on multiple occasions. We will be meeting early next week. We have a game plan with regards to some focusing issues that we want to look into and follow up. And I commend the entire police force. I think they do an outstanding job. And I know they're committed to focusing on strengthening their policies and training and building a strong relationship, continuing a strong relationship with the residents of the Village of Scotia. So I look forward to this position, and I'll have more to report on our next meeting.
Thank you. Joe?
Heather and I have been working on, Trustee Heather and I have been working on the good and welfare new village codes. And we're almost ready probably to introduce them, have Lilia look it over and then bring it to the board and have them look it over. And if they have to, we readjust things if needed. One thing I saw in the paper today is a letter to the other about the high water level in Collins Park. And they're saying something about power system being put in the lot near the bike path. Is that going to happen? I mean, I know they've been talking about it, but I believe this resident thinks it's happening. And that's why the lake is rising, because we're keeping the water from the property. I don't think it has anything to do with it.
I don't think so either. We have that new valve, which is keeping water from coming in from the outside into the lake, but it's letting water out in the normal fashion. We can't have the lake any higher than it is. It's just that's the height.
Yeah, I thought so.
That must be perception. I don't get that. What was the other thing, Joe?
About the new solar panel farm that's being promoted to put in that property. I know that property is wetland. Most of it's wetland. And I don't know if even that is going to happen or not. I mean, she thinks it's going to happen. So I just want to kind of put any rumors to rest.
No, it's already happening. It's going to happen. It's all approved. It's not wetland. It's floodplain. It's got it planned for that. So occasionally there will be water there, and the panels will be above it. And if they get wrecked, we don't care anyway. So
yeah, is that part of our solar panel contract? Is that
nothing to do with us at all?
Nothing to do with that?
No.
Okay.
It's private.
Well, it will offer the residents the opportunity to buy into that program and to that place to get power from, but it is for countywide rather, or it's a wider scope than just. And it's,
do you know
it's
how many
contributing
acres?
to the.
Do you know how many acres are being used for that solar farm, or the whole plot of land, or just part of it?
Andrew, do you remember the total acres? Because I don't.
Okay.
I do not remember. No. It's a big piece of property. If you go down there, it's all fenced in now. So that's that's basically the extent of the project, but it's all private property. So I read that, and it's obviously from someone who didn't want the solar project to happen.
Or is not getting the proper information about it either. That's why I brought it up.
But it can't.
Well, it isn't seeking out the proper information.
Correct.
She's getting the information she doesn't want to hear.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was impressed driving down there and barely able to see the fence that's being constructed during the foliage time. So being involved in the planning, witnessing.
And I think the one-way valve for the lake has nothing to. It has a little ways, like a little creek to follow to the river, but I don't think it has anything to do with drying out that land.
Not a bit.
No, the lake level has nothing to do with the solar array.
Right,
The lake level right now is being dictated by beavers to some extent. So we're working on it and trying to keep the level where it's supposed to be, but it has nothing to do. The two of them are not connected whatsoever.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to make sure that that is cleared up, because rumors are starting to fly. And
well, I think I had questions initially with that, and you can go back and if you read the minutes of the planning board, you can actually take direct residents to look at the environmental impact,
Mhm.
as well as especially the noise impact, how minor the noise is going to be, and the visibility, especially during the summer months, is going to be next to nothing. I drove by it the other day, and it barely can tell it's there.
Yeah, I also seen it, and it's off the beaten path. You really not. By talking about the path, is there any idea what's happening with the bike path? Are we going to be repairing that or getting that up to snuff?
We've
The bike path.
we're still working on that, Joe. I mean, we've got the grant in place. We just have to get the pieces coordinated, and actually the state has to, we have to get the money, which is going to be difficult this year.
Yeah, because I know Niskuna has been repaving, and I think Rotterdam has been repaving their bike path. So I was hoping we could coordinate and get ours done too, so it all looks the same.
We'd love to, and everybody's working on it together, so we should be able to.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I also just wanted to add as well, with regards to our Scotia Library. I'm on the Scotia Board of Trustees for Schenectady County Board of Trustees, and the Scotia Library is coming along nicely. The project, they're doing the repair work and painting, so I know that the residents appreciate that. I've gotten a lot of calls about the work being done there, so that's another positive for the village.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Beautiful job.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to include this in my communications, but it is under good of the village or good of the order. On June 17th, Freedom Park will be doing a little parade through the village with a band called the Broke Down. I've been told the parade float will not break down. So we'll be providing entertainment through the village on June 17th, making stops for people to pick up schedules. Thank you to Chief Harrigan and the police department for offering to provide an official escort. So much appreciated.
Justin, it'd be a good idea if we could possibly pass that on to the Gazette and get some press on that so that people know what's going on and are prepared to receive you as you travel through the village.
Absolutely. I'm sure I'll be sending a media advisory.
Yep.
Yeah, because they will print it and do some article on it. It'd be nice.
Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So be it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everybody, good night.
Aye.
Good night.
Good night, all.